Welcome to Married to Movies. Industry insiders John Russell and Tracy Kring live and work happily in cinematrimony. They're sharing behind-the-scenes adventures of writing, producing, and appreciating films.
Good morning, babe.
Good morning, babe. How you doing?
Good. So, this is part 2.
Part 2. Part D.
Part D.
That's right. This is the podcast Strikes Back. The best episode.
Oh, whenever you said part 2, I automatically went to
Hot Shots?
Apocalypse Now. No, yeah.
Okay.
Isn't Apocalypse Now part 2?
No, that's Hot Shots Part D. What, Apocalypse Now?
Why am I thinking
There is no sequel to Apocalypse Now.
No, but like...
The real Apocalypse.
No, it's like the extended version was called so.
That's Apocalypse Now,
it was like a French word, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Alexa, what's the extended version of Apocalypse Now called?
I don't know that one.
God.
Yeah, thank you, Alexa.
I don't know
Completely
what it's
useless.
It was like the...
All right, anyway. Is this really what's important right now?
No, keep going. Oh, it was called redo.
Redux. That's not French.
I've completely blown this.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, we really liked what we were talking about yesterday, and we did not want to edit it down, so we just thought that we would continue our conversation.
So, here is what we did yesterday for your listening enjoyment today.
Redux do. They want their names. They want their credits. And there are a lot of B, C, D, Z list filmmakers who tap in, and these people all become producers of the film by going into the crowdfunding campaigns. I mean, like one person will be on 50 different films. They'll be a producer because they gave money, to the crowdfunding campaign.
To me, that's a double-edged sword. One, it dilutes what producers are.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely it does.
And two, it's completely useless. Like if I was like, oh, look how many films this person's produced. They literally gave $500.
Yes. They gave $500 to 50 filmmakers.
Me personally, you can buy a credit, but buy the right credit for what you're doing. You could be an executive producer, but you need to put in the comparable, service or money to be an executive producer. I don't believe in just giving producer credits. In the end, it actually hurts.
We're not even talking about like the producer necessarily credit. Like, there are these films and they'll have 34 producers. They'll have 60 producers or whatever. That's not even what these people are doing.
Make them a specific role. Like, hey, you're going to be the person shuttling the talent from this place to this place. You're going to be picking this important person up at the airport. You're going to be their chauffeur.
That is one of the things I've always loved about this business, is that it really is a ground up business. It is like, give somebody an opportunity and they can grow. They can learn a new job, and they can be doing this next job and this next job. And yeah, of course, some people are going to have the inside track. Some people are like, it'll be like, okay, it was her debut film and she won the Palme d'Or. All right, it happens, man. It has happened.
It has happened.
That doesn't mean that it could happen. Okay?
On Smartless last night, we were watching, and they asked, Matt Damon was the guest. They asked, how did you meet Ben Affleck? Like,
right.
When did that happen? And he said, I was 10 and he was 8.
Right.
Like, literally.
Right.
They were nobody, and they worked really hard. They, moved in together, pooled their resources.
Yes.
These guys, they really went after it.
Yes, but Matt Damon went to Harvard for 5 years. There is still a level of privilege there.
Yes. They were not in the hood.
No, they were not
when they met.
Yes.
As neighbors. No.
Right.
They had a certain white man privilege.
Oh, absolutely.
They did hustle and they tried hard. And they were just about to quit the business at times. And it's an interesting story, but it's just like the Beatles. How did the Beatles meet? Oh, they were living in the same town.
That's
true.
They
were freaking neighbors.
That's true.
Okay. These things happen.
Yes.
Where that's just going to happen.
Well, that was I was watching the Adam Sandler when they gave him the Mark Twain Award. And one of the things that was pretty amazing was that kind of like everybody that Adam Sandler has met in his life, he's sort of like drugged them along with him. So the earlier you knew Adam Sandler, the more successful you are now. Because as Adam Sandler became successful, he brought everybody he knew with him on the journey.
And that's what we should be doing. And that's kind of the benefit of, you know, being a person who's coming on, let's say even as a PA, you know, and not being like, I want to move up, you know, can we network, you know, not that kind of thing, but like just being a genuinely nice person, somebody you enjoy being around, somebody you want to see succeed.
When you're a director or you're an AD or you're in a position of power and there's somebody that works like just under you that you're talking to, I can tell when you want my job.
We see you calculating.
I can see it in your little beady eyes that you are looking for an opportunity to take away what I'm doing and so that you can do it. And here's what I have to say about that. One, it never happens. And two, I never want you on my set again.
No, you are not out. You're not socialistic.
And then there are other people that are just like, just doing their thing and loving their thing and having a great time. And I'm just like, motherfucker, why aren't you doing more?
Okay, this is a biblical principle.
It is. I'm sorry.
It is. Getting called up to the higher
It's almost
seat.
like church here, folks.
No, I mean, look, I don't know if I'm not going to even explain my spirituality. I don't think I could. It's all over the map, but I believe in truth.
Right.
I would say if I was going to be religious about anything, I would believe in a scientific, in a quantifiable, in a spiritual, in a humanistic truth.
Right.
For this planet Earth.
Right.
Not for other planets.
Right. Exactly. We have no idea.
For here.
That's
for this
right.
system we're working.
Right.
Now, it is true. If you are humble.
Right.
If you are open to, you know, feedback, if you're honing it, you know, you're just happy and doing your thing, everybody will look down at you and think, wow, they're making that look really easy. They're having a good time. People
Right.
like them.
They will call you up.
They will call you up.
Right. Like, hey, let me give you a seat of prominence. Let me give you more power and more responsibility because you have shown how wonderful you were in this other position.
Now, if you're standing by the curtain in the shadow behind my shoulder,
Sure.
first, you're not in my purview.
Right.
You're putting yourself outside of my ability to help you or call you up, right? I look over my shoulder and you're just like standing there with a creepy grin and a knife in your hand. You're waiting. You're waiting for me to do anything that you can jump on and criticize.
Yes.
I don't want you back there.
Right. Exactly.
You're going to get removed from
That's
the
right.
banquet hall.
Hey, I read Julius Caesar. I know how the story ends.
Et tu, Brute. Yeah, we don't want no Brute.
Yeah, that's right.
On our
No,
set.
no bouteille in this bouteille.
Yeah, get out my ass. You can't be so hungry that you're taking food off of other people's plates.
Ooh, I don't see this person all the time. You know, it's our responsibility when we are in positions of power to make the playing field, you know, even for everybody.
On Smartlist, Kevin Hart talked about, you know, that he has this business and he's, you know, going into other businesses because he is in the position he's in and he feels responsible to create opportunities for other people.
Right.
As a female on set and off, I feel responsible to make sure that I'm nurturing the women around me who are expressing interest.
I thought what was really interesting about what he said that way, because it wasn't like he was saying, yeah, you know, I start a lot of charities and, you know, and I open up a lot of homeless shelters. No, he's talking about business. He's talking about he does business for himself that makes him a lot of money.
Sure.
So that he can give opportunity for other people.
Sure.
I mean, you know, it's not selfless. You know, I personally do not even really believe in the concept of selflessness. If you want something for yourself, then you want it for other people.
I don't know if this is goes along with that, but I have heard you say this often, that if you're not being useful, you're useless.
Yeah. I
don't know if that has anything to do with being selfless. I don't know.
Well, this notion that, I'm going to do something and it's not about me. It's about other people. No, it's about the way it makes me feel. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel right. It fills my heart up to do something great for somebody else.
Well, guess what? I hope it does, because otherwise you're going to grow resentment.
Right.
I mean, you're going to hate the people that you're doing this for eventually if you're not getting anything out of it. That's a ridiculous notion that you're getting nothing out of it.
It all starts with self-love. And I'm not talking about masturbation. Which is a different form of self-love.
You are.
Well,
it's you.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So definitely check out the Smartless series.
Yeah, absolutely. I had not even heard of it before. I mean, and I'm sure I'm like super, super late to the party there, but I felt like they really kind of tapped into the camaraderie and the fun and the adjustment and the work of, creating something.
I think the last 2 episodes, like, you can definitely tell the editing changed a little bit. They started making it more emotional, less about food.
Yes.
It was like, it was a good shtick for a while, but coming up to the ending, they were like, how are we going to end this? And they decided to kind of like turn it emotional. They did like a post-game credit sequence.
Yes.
That was lovely. Another show that I watched that was just wrapping up was Somebody Somewhere. Love that show. There's 2 seasons on Max. I do not understand the writing, directing, acting, and editing on that show. And if you really want...
Directed by Duplass.
It was.
Jay Duplass.
It was so strange. The whole time, the way the character was acting was... I basically was like, she has become so resigned to what's going on. Like, literally, she had a shitty season. Like, she's in this little town, like, starting over because her sister had died of cancer.
Right.
So in the season, spoiler alert, she basically, her best friend in the world is lying to her about having a significant other. She finds out from her sister that her dead sister was trying to cure her own cancer, and that's why she died. Her truck doesn't work anymore. I mean, like, her choir teacher dies. Like, she's having a shitty time.
Right. And she's also alone. She has no significant other.
Well, and she's that doesn't matter. And she's cutting everybody out, though. The problem is she's cutting everybody out of her life.
Well, I think it does matter, because I think that the root of her problem is always how alone she feels.
Well, that comes from selfishness with her character, too. So, in this last episode, though, I'm like, the tone of this, what they are creating here is so nerve-wracking, because after every scene, at the end of every scene, I thought, oh, she's going to commit suicide. Oh, she's going to have a heart attack. The vibe that they created, I don't know if that was what they meant to do.
I disagree with you, because I've not seen all the episodes this season. I did watch all of the first season. And to me, it really tapped into a beautiful melancholy that one feels in the midst of happy moments.
But yeah, I agree. And then the character dies.
Thanks to our sponsor, Movie Mode Merch, the graphic t-shirt store to outfit you for your next film set. Be the person wearing the t-shirt everyone asks, hey, where'd you get that shirt? Cast and crew alike love these inside jokes and filmmaking-inspired designs. Check them out on Insta at Movie Mode Merch.
There should be an ending. There should be a moment. There should be some sort of... And it just keeps going.
You know what? And they could be brilliant for this. If it was intentional. If that was intentional. It is the most wonderful example of edging.
Ooh, okay.
In an edit I've ever seen.
We went from masturbation to edging. All right. We're moving in the right direction.
They edged the fuck out of me. Because just when I'm thinking, oh, God.
Just a tip, folks.
No, like, she literally was, like, exerting herself. Somebody was dancing on her back. Like, she was, like, getting aerobic.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And then she sits down on the corner of the stage, having delivered this amazing song, danced her ass off, and she's just breathing hard. And I'm like, now she has a heart attack.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
They took me right up to the edge.
And when she went home, you thought, oh, maybe she's going to kill herself in her house.
Yes, maybe she is so resigned and so accepted her life that she will now take it.
Right.
They edged the fuck out of me. And I'm just going to say, if you meant to do that,
I think that's what they meant to do.
Okay, then it was brilliant.
Yeah, because life goes on. You know, there aren't these like moments all the time. It feels like the end credits should roll. It's like, okay, that moment, that party, that wedding, that death, something, the end credits should roll after that. And then it doesn't happen.
It's Bridget Everett.
Bridget Everett.
And, you know, she's like a singer, like burlesque, Kantian singer.
Right.
Lady.
I love her overt sexuality because she does not look like she should be super comfortable with being like overtly sexual, and she just doesn't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, that's what the media tells you you should think.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, the media is saying someone like Bridget Everett shouldn't have sexuality. But we do.
Right. She is like, you know, boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba in your face, and in the towels and I mean, she loves herself. She loves her body.
I don't know how she feels.
I mean that's the vibe of the show.
Yeah, I don't know how she feels. I don't know. I'm not gonna make that assumption on another woman. But I love seeing her. I enjoy her tremendously. Actually, you know, the song that she sings when she is rehearsing with her choir teacher is the song she sang at Amy Schumer's wedding.
Oh, in real life.
Yeah, in real life.
Right.
Which I thought, that was an interesting choice. But Jeff Hiller is her best friend Joel in that show, and they are an amazing duo. I don't know where the hell he came from, but he's amazing.
I love the change that's happened in television, because a guy like Jeff Hiller would not have made it, 10 years ago. You would never have seen the talent and the humor and just, the heart of someone like him. There wouldn't have been a place for him.
The thing I love about Jeff Hiller is he feels like who would be like my BFF in real life. Mm-hmm. He's freaking hilarious.
Right. And
it's a very sweet, little touching show.
The characters are not cookie cut. They're not simplistic. I mean, the character of Fred, who is a trans character, is just the wisest and funniest and smartest, and and just it's almost like a character from the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Fred. I love Fred. Fred is one of my most favorite characters, and Mike Haggerty is the daddy, Ed.
Right.
And Ed and Fred just like have this amazing friendship over farming. And Fred even says in this last episode, how Ed is like one of his best friends because they just kind of came together over a mutual love of farming, and it wasn't about who we were or who we weren't. It was just a mutual love.
So I think, we should seal this all up by saying, fuck you, Ron DeSantis. These are amazing people. Leave them alone.
Ron DeSantis is going to be building a wall down there soon. Oh, no. You ain't going to be able to travel from Alabama, Georgia.
Oh, my God. Well, you know what they said was that, they said that they're talking about doing a boycott of trucking to Florida.
Oh, wow.
The way that migrants have started to not, come to work and to pick the fields and stuff like that in Florida. Now they're talking about trucking because of all the new rules.
If I were to say Ron DeSantis were Satan.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. Yes.
I think there would be a fair amount of people.
I've seen the Antichrist, and he is not impressive. Not in the least. I mean, Damian Thorne from what was a much cooler Antichrist than Trump or DeSantis or any of them. So I think I picked the right team.
No, DeSantis is like Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, no. Viggo is so great. I love Viggo.
Yeah.
He's my favorite devil.
Not that guy.
Or Robert De Niro in Angel Heart. Yeah. He's a great devil, too.
I don't think you could pull Angel Heart off nowadays.
You yeah.
People. Louis Cypher.
That's true.
Louis Cypher? Okay, it would be like...
How was I so surprised by that when his name was Louis Cypher?
The audience would be like, oh, what was that character's name? Louis Cypher? Oh, you mean Lucifer.
Well, there was a whole series called Lucifer, and I think it was
you could not make Angel Heart. You have to be much more clever than that now.
Yeah, you probably could. My name is Asmodeus. Good to meet you.
Billsy, Bub. They call me Mr. Bub.
Yeah, hi, Bub. Yeah, really, Billsy is that's your name?
Billsy.
Huh? Yeah, Billsy.
It's a family name.
Well, my name's Bill, and
just call me Bill.
I'm Billsy. Hey, Billsy.
Bub.
It doesn't work. Thank God we can always identify the devil by his stupid names.
Ooh.
All right. Well, this has been fun. It went, once again, many, many different places.
We went way too long.
I know, we know. We're going to have to cut a lot of stuff.
You probably just cut my religious stuff.
Oh, no, don't cut the religious stuff, but probably cut the Ron DeSantis stuff.
Definitely.
All right. Well, we need to say goodbye or something.
Oh, shit. We never said I'm Tracy.
Okay, let's say that right now.
No, I just did.
You just said I'm Tracy?
I'm Tracy.
I'm John.
And this is Married to Movies. You already listened to it, but, you get it.
It's hard not to get romantic about movies. Thanks for listening to Married to Movies. Jon and Tracy will meet you for breakfast tomorrow. Thanks to our sponsor, Movie Mode Merch, comfortable graphic tees made by and for awesome filmmakers to wear on set and